Many commercial banks, they try to capitalize on their forecasts of some exchange movement in the foreign exchange market. Uh, those potential returns from those speculations are higher for banks because they have very large borrowing capacity. In other words, they can use other people's money to make the bet. It's a very good exercise to work on those strategy moves. You know, in most investment, the rule is pretty simple: buy low, sell high. If you can correctly guess the price movement, you you can take advantage of it. In the homework for this week's homework, chapter 4, the problem number 20 and the number 26 are good exercise on the speculation move. I'm going to give you some example early here to how to show you how do you calculate the results, like foreign exchange conversion, etc. Now, I need make a note here. In this text, we use 360 days per year. This is what we call the banker's annual rate. They do adjustment using 360 instead of 365 calendar days. So if you, for short-term period, like 30 days or 10 days, the annual rate should be adjusted by the particular how many days you use. For this class, we are using the following formulas. So the annual rate times 30 over 36. That's 30 over 36 is the period adjustment. 1 plus that, in that case, well, 1 is the principal. The rest of it is the interest payment. Okay? So it's a slightly new here. How do I move to next? Now let's do example number 1. Bank A expect the exchange rate for New Zealand dollar to appreciate from its current value. Appreciate means become more valuable. The exchange rate for New Zealand dollar, which is, by the way, is a direct quote, 0.5%, or $0.5. That means 50 cents per New Zealand dollar. And the bank is thinking the 30 days that rate will be increased to 52 cents. So it's appreciate. All right. Now using the basic rule for investment, for speculation, you buy low, sell high. All right. Now, and then you particularly you have the borrowing capacity. In this case, the bank can borrow up to $20 million or 40 million New Zealand dollars through the interbank market. And the bank's lending borrowing rate in US dollars are 6.72% for lending, 7.2% for borrowing. In the New Zealand dollar interbank market, the rate is 6.96% for lending and 6.48% for borrowing, respectively. Here I'm going to show you how Bank A conduct its speculation betting on U.S. dollar. I'm sorry, New Zealand dollar go up. In other words, U.S. dollar go down. The basic strategy is buy low, sell high. You sell the New Zealand dollar high. So in international the exchange market, then you borrow U.S. dollars. Okay. So step number one, Bank A borrow 20 million US dollars. Step number two, you convert $20 million into New Zealand dollars. Now, how do we do that? Do the exchange rate, direct quote, is 0.5 or 0.50. Okay. Now, should we use divided or should we use plus? Using our algebra rule. If you times it, it's dollar squared, so it won't work. So we use $20 million divided by 0.5. You cancel the dollar, right? And keep the New Zealand dollar sign. You get 40 million. You basically double the units of the dollar, 20 million. Now you get 40 million New Zealand dollars. Now you let the New Zealand dollar earn interests for 30 days. You lend the money to the bank, New Zealand bank. So 30 days later, how much you get? Step 3 is you convert the New Zealand dollar. Not convert. You invest New Zealand dollar for 30 days. So 40 million times 1 plus 0.0648 times 30 divided by 360. You get the amount of $40,216,000 New Zealand dollars. Step number 4, you need to convert it, the New Zealand dollars, to US dollars, and go to pay off your loan. So how do I convey the New Zealand dollar to US dollars? Here you times. So the 40,216,000 times 0.52. The New Zealand dollar sign cancel each other out. You keep the dollar sign. You get a 20,912,320. That is your U.S. dollar holdings at the end of 30 days. You convert it. And if the exchange rate is exactly 0.52. Now, you get these dollars, you have to pay off your loan you borrowed 30 days earlier. The borrowing rate is 7.2% per year. For 30 days, it is 1 plus 0.072 times 30 over 360. The whole thing times $20 million US dollars. The due amount due is $20,120,000. Now, since you have 20,912 and 320 minus the 20,120,000, you have a profit of 792,320. That's your profit. Now this is when you show that you buy low, sell high. Okay, moving from the depreciation dollar market go to the appreciation of New Zealand market. This is example number 2. Now let's look at example number. This one is example number 2. This one, Bank B, expect exchange rate for New Zealand dollar is going to go down, depreciate. The current value you can observe is 50 cents per New Zealand dollar. The bank think in 30 days, it will drop to 48 cents. Now, assuming the rest of condition, Bank B is exactly like Bank A, have the same borrowing capacity and the same market lending and borrowing rate. The first you need to recognize that is where we start. Now you say when New Zealand dollar depreciation is another word, a US dollar appreciation, right? Buy low, sell high. Therefore, you borrow at New Zealand dollars. You sell it at US dollars. Okay? Buy in New Zealand, convert to US, deposit in the US bank, and sell the proceeds. Sell the savings at the end of 30 days. Okay. So here's a step. Number 1, you borrow New Zealand dollars, 40 million, for 30 days. You promise to pay them back at 6.96 annual rate. Now, here convert New Zealand dollar to US dollar, you just times the direct quote, 0.50. See, algebraically, New Zealand dollar and the New Zealand dollar cancel each other out. So you have the US dollars left. So step 2, the result of step 2, what you did, converted New Zealand dollar to US dollar. You have 20 million US dollars. You put that in the bank. You lend to the bank. You earn a saving for 30 days at the rate 6.72. At the end, you receive $20,120,000. And you basically the value is going up, right? The value going up. Now you can sell it. Okay. To get New Zealand dollar, pay off your loans. So the step 3 will be selling 20,112,000 US dollars to New Zealand dollars. Here you have to divide it by the anticipated, if it is true, the spot rate 30 days from now, 48 cents. You get 41,900,000 New Zealand dollars. When you paid off the New Zealand dollars at 40,232,000, you have a profit of $1,668,000 in New Zealand dollars. In terms of US dollar, you can convert it, divided by 0.48. You get $800,600 40 US dollars. But this is how do you do the buy low, sell high. If you think the New Zealand dollar is to depreciate, it's going to depreciate. All right. Now, the following slides is the homework assignment, chapter 4, problem number 20. A bank called Blue Diamond expect that Mexican peso will depreciate it against the dollar. Will depreciate, US dollar will go up, right? The spot rate for Mexican peso in direct quote is 0.15, 15 cents is direct quote, by the way. As we said, exercise or analysis using direct quote. Since you think it's going down, therefore, from 15 cents to 14 cents in 10 days, going down. The interbank lending borrowing rate for in US dollar is 80% lending, 8.3% borrowing. Right? Mexican peso is 8.5, but 8.7 is borrowing. Right? So its borrowing capacity is 10 million or US dollar or 70 million Mexican pesos. Okay. Question number A. How could Blue Diamond Bank attempt to capitalize on its expectation without using depositors' money? All right. And then please show the process. Now, I don't want you to using graphic in this case. I just want you to step by step. How do you convey the amount of investment from one currency to the other currency? I want you to show me your calculations. Serious example. I'll give you partial solutions. Number one, you borrow Mexican peso, 70 million. Now we say that it's a Mexican peso go down, right? You buy low, sell high. You convert that 70 million Mexican peso to dollars. Here, since the price quotation is direct quote, you times it, right? The Mexican peso cancel each other out. You have the dollar left. So 70 million Mexican peso is equal to, on that day, equal to $10,500,000. Number three, lend the dollar through the interbank market, for the saving market, earns 8% annualized over 10 days. All right, 8%. How come it's 8%? Okay, yes. Okay, here in the bank lending rate. The lending rate is what you earn from the U.S. bank. All right. So the following formula shows you the calculation. $10,500,000 times 1 plus 8% times 10 divided by 360. The result is 10,523,333 US dollars. Now the rest of it, you pay off the loan and calculate how much you need to pay off. Then, number 5, you convert the peso to dollar to pay off the loan. The difference between them is the profit, and show me what's the profit. So I skipped the calculation result of step 4 and step 5, and also step 6. I want you to do the calculation and show me how it to be done. I want you to show me the step by step, and particularly the annual adjustment for interest rate. Okay, this is I think question A is I think depreciation, right? Question B probably is appreciation. So compare those answers, compare those problems with the early example we worked on. So choosing the right one. That remember, buy low, sell high. You always sell high the currency, which will going up. Okay. Now the danger for those speculation is how accurate your forecasting is. Right. And we see many people are because foreign exchange market is very volatile. It's very hard to predict. So if you can make a big kill foreign market, particularly sometimes you borrow other people's money to make a profit. But on the other hand, if you lost, if the market go against you, then you are causing huge loss, right? So those are those problems in chapter 4. I'm choosing 20 and 26. It's a good way for you to exercise your skill of how to advantage, taking advantage of market condition. Okay, particularly here, for the time being, you know how to speculate. Okay, but good luck with your speculation.